Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. Today is the first time I'm going to be riding Hope in the arena. This is going to be our third ride. She's been doing pretty good in the round pen, and the round pen is really big, so we'll see how she is today. I have my back protector on from Tough Rider. I will put a link in the description box if you're looking for a good quality and affordable back protector. This one is really awesome. But yeah, let's groom her and tie the girl up. Today we are in Bordeaux. Have my equestrian sock on breeches, have everything. What are you doing? What are you doing, ma'am? Look at her. She's looking for a treat. Alright guys, and welcome back to another little voiceover. So I had just gotten on Hope at this point, and we were just walking around the arena. No pressure at all. This was our very first time in the arena. Nobody was in there, so it was really good. Her walk was very forward. So my goal for that session, and I wanted to keep it short, pretty much like 15-20 minute-ish, was just for her to try to relax under saddle as much as possible. I wanted to try to teach her how to halt with my seat. So the way I do that is that I try to seat really deep into the saddle, squeeze my thigh, and then my core, and then if she doesn't respond to that, then I squeeze my hand a little bit. So we did a little bit of that, and then even if she was stopping for like a second or half of a second, you know, I would just release and just reward her. The goal was also to do like a lot of change of direction. You know, she's a thoroughbred X-race horse. You know, she goes from point A to point B, so it's really hard for her to like to turn. And I currently only have a snaffle on her, so doing a lot of change of direction is also good for her mind. It keeps her busy and focused, so that way she doesn't anticipate. Like, it's not like we're going in circle. I was trying to do circles, figure of eight. Like, I was just constantly changing what I was doing to keep her mind, you know, going. She had a very forward walk, which I really like. I can really feel the difference, you know, between a 15-1 hand horse and a 16-1 hand. Like, the strides are way bigger, and I feel like I'm moving a lot in the saddle. But she was a really good girl. I was looking for her to kind of drop her head too. We had those moments during the session, which was really nice. Her attention was also on me, not the majority of the time, but I could, you know, I was looking at her ears, and one of her ears was pretty much always back listening to me, and I was talking to her a lot. If you guys know me, I talk to horses. I'm not crazy. I don't know, I feel like it helps me. I feel like it helps the horse. Here we're coming towards like a cross-country jump, and she had like a little look, and she was not too sure about it. There it is, and we just went past it. So like I say, a lot of figure of eight. We walked for a lot. I like to do at least like a 10 minutes, you know, warm up in the arena, and especially because it's a new environment. I wanted her to feel comfortable, and I wanted to feel, you know, comfortable as well. And right about here, we're about to do a little halt transition. So I'm sitting deep into my saddle, you know, squeezing my core, and she stopped really nicely. And you see, like, she stopped half of a second, and it was really good. So I reward her. I was actually very pleased with her. I also noticed that, you know, her mouth is pretty sensitive. And, you know, like OTTB, the more you pull, it's like the gas pedal for them. So I'm trying to have some contact with her mouth, but a light contact, because I want her to feel, you know, again, comfortable. Here we're doing a little change in direction, little half circle. I think I was trying to do like a little figure of eight right there, and she was listening pretty good. Her pace was good. There was not at any point she tried to pick up the trot without me asking her, so I really appreciated that. It was really nice. And the arena is really big, so you kind of have to, you know, choose where you want to do those figure of eights. I also really wanted her to feel comfortable in every single part of the arena. So, you know, horses, they, you know, some corners are more scarier than other. We're coming up to a corner, and where it's kind of like a shed where they store like the pole and, you know, all the jumping stuff. So we went past that over there, and I think we did it at trot at some point, and she did pretty good. I went over or by the cross country one because she was not too sure about it. She had a look and she was okay, no problem. So I was really trying to go around, like, those jumps, and just showing her everything was okay so she could just feel comfortable. And then we decided to pick up the trot here. Please don't bash me. I was on the wrong diagonal, but don't worry, it gets fixed right now. There we go. Her trot was very forward. I really love her trot. It is so comfortable. So here she was going a little bit fast. Doesn't seem like it, but she was. So I was like, let me pop her into a little circle. We'll do a circle, and then we'll downgrade to a halt, not a halt, a walk, and see how she does. But she was very forward. I really like that she has a lot of energy. It's a big change from my previous horse. And here I'm sitting a little bit, and look at that. I think it was really good. She is learning really fast. Here, of course, the gate is open, so she's like, nope, I'm done. I want to go out. So then I let her walk for a little bit, and then I was like, let's change direction, do a little bit of trot. It was like, this session was a bit all over the place. It was really more about relaxation and for her, to be comfortable. I didn't have anything, like any goals in mind, but just for her, like, to be comfortable, and not to be like too crazy or too excited. And here we pick up a trot. She did really good, like upward transition are great. Here she sped up a little bit. And here literally I just thought we were going to run into the fence, and then my pivot just stopped working. So, but we kept on trotting, and she was really good. So again, it was a lot of trot, walk transition. It was a lot of stopping from the walk to a halt, because I really want her to get used to me, like, tightening my course, sitting deep into my saddle to stop and not to rely so much on my rein. Here we picked up the trot again a little bit. And I mean, look at her. She's like so light on her feet. She's so cute. I love it. And here we were doing, I believe, a little serpentine, which was almost like a figure of 8. So we went around, we kept going, and she was having a really good pace. What I really like about her, it's like, I feel like if I just slow my post and I really just squeeze my rein a little bit, she really like start to collect her trot. And I have sat her trot a little bit, and it is so comfortable. Here she was being a little bit sassy, so I wanted to keep on going right, and she was like, no, I want to go left. So I wasn't really pulling. I was mostly opening my rein and then pulling a bit of a leg on, and she finally caved in. But yeah, she was being a little bit of a sassy pants, but that's okay. So we kept on working. Then right after that, I'm like, okay, let's do like a walk to halt transition and see how she does. And she actually did pretty good. She stopped like half of a second to a second, which was pretty good. Lots of positive reinforcement, even if it was like a second or half of a second. It's all about positive reinforcement, and for her, to learn about really self-depression, to have like a positive association with what I'm asking her. We did one again, and she was good. She was kind of throwing her head like, okay, I'm done stopping. And I found out, during this ride, her head is not too high up in the air, and we had some moment where she was pretty relaxed, like her head is not too high. We had a truck coming, and I was afraid she was going to freak out, but she did pretty good. She picked up the pace, but she did really good. She doesn't seem to be a spooky horse, but I have not ridden her enough to know if she will spook or not. I mean, they're prey animals, so yeah, I popped her on her circle. We kept on going, and then we were about to, I believe, pick up a trot again. Yep. And you see, she was really good. So sometimes I noticed that she picked her head up a little bit when I'm asking her for a trot. But her trot was really control. I slow her down a little bit. Here she was putting her head eye up. So I was like, I'm just going to do that side of the arena and then ask her back to a walk. and it took her a little while, but she did really good. I mean, look at that. She wasn't even fighting me. It was very positive. I was honestly really happy with this session because I feel like she's learning really, really fast. And here, her head is, starting to drop and she's nice and relaxed. I'm giving her the reins so she can stretch a little bit. Here we're coming close to the gate, so obviously it's equal to freedom. But I put it back to the fence. So yeah, I'm just trying to be as gentle as possible, but also to give her some boundaries. Here we pick up the trot again, and she was really good. Again, really forward. And what I was looking for, it's a little bit of a slower trot. And here we kept on going, and you see her trot slow down, and I'm like, okay, let's pop her into a circle, and then let's change direction and see how she does. And look at that, she was doing just amazing. I wish her head was a little bit lower, but honestly, for an OTTB, it's really not too bad. After that, there was like few poles like set up on the ground, and we have done this, in the round pen while launching her, and she did really good. So I'm like, okay, let's see, her reaction going over those trot pole. And I mean, look at her. She's like totally unfazed by it. She was really curious. Her head was dropped. She was super nice and relaxed. She did not have one freak out moment. I was just so happy. I was like, okay, like maybe next time we ride in the arena, we will go over it as a trot. Those ground poles are really good because it really like teaches the horse, to pick up its feet. It helps with core muscles, with back. I mean, it is so beneficial to do those at a walk. Like, it's so underrated. So I think we did that a few times. I wasn't going around in circle because I think it's kind of boring, and I think it's boring for the horse too. So yeah, we were cutting, and we picked up the trot again. Like I said, I was doing a lot of like walk trot transition. She was going at a pretty good pace. Every time I was feeling like she was kind of like speeding up a little bit on me, I would try to, slow my pose and make her like slow down a little bit. Here she was fighting me a little bit. And she did pretty good. And then after that, I just decided to end on a good note. It was a 20-minute session. She did fantastic. The goal was for her just to relax and just to be introduced to the arena. And it was just very successful. I think this first ride in the arena was a success. I'm still trying to kind of find my balance with her. She has no steering, let's be honest. Today was literally just to introduce her to the arena and just to, be changing direction, doing like just a little bit of transition. We rode for like 15-20 minutes, which I think is way enough because of her age and her being so new to everything. Overall, she was a bit anxious. I mean, she was completely hollow. You can see it, but she did really good. We passed some pretty scary stuff, and she handled that like a champ. So she did really good. I was able to bring her back to a slower trot. She was doing okay transitioning from trot to walk. She has a lot to learn, but I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited, and we're gonna untack her. Currently eating leftovers from her neighbor, and they're getting pissed at each other. No. It was a great session. I'm really happy. We're gonna take it easy. I'm really in no rush, and it's winter, though it's not really winter in Texas right now. I don't know what's going on. So the goal is gonna be, for her to learn how to turn. I'm not looking for her to be like on the bit anytime soon. I was riding on a pretty loose rein because I didn't want it to have too much contact in her mouth, though I needed to have a little bit of contact with her. She did really good. At some point, her head was down and she was kind of relaxing. I still need to get used to like the size of her stride. It's like insane. Like I went from like a 15-1 at the most hand horse to like a 16-1, and it is a big difference. Like you can really feel it in the stride. When I feel like she's trotting fast and I'm looking back and I'm like, no, her trot was actually really good. Even her walk is really forward. She's so different than Valentina. She went over those trot poles just because I was like, we're at a walk. I already introduced her to like some ground poles when I was lunging her, and she was completely unfazed by it. Like she went over like 3, didn't even budge, like I was like, okay, well, you know, I think next time, you know, I'm gonna try to launch her over 2 to 3 trot pole, see how she does before we take it to the arena. But yeah, it was overall a really good session. I feel like it was kind of like our first ride, because the first 2 were in the round pen, and like the very first ride was like, I think 15 minutes. It was just to have a feel of her, like it was her 3rd ride post track. And she did really good. And then the second one, I'm not even sure. I mean, yeah, I guess I can count it. It was like 10 minutes. It was a little quickie after work because I didn't have a lot of time, and she did really good. So yeah, it's very promising. I'm super excited. Please, guys, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to try to share as much as I can. But yeah, I'm really excited for what the future holds for us. This is it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss any of our video. Bye.